Story 1. High schooler here. I'd say it was a pretty good year. 1. Got my first girlfriend. Got my first paid gig acting. Got on the basketball team. Made some new friends. Got over my fear of talking to girls and social anxiety in general. Story 2. This was definitely my worst year. I had a car accident and experienced acidic blood, which led to me spending a week in the intensive care unit. I made bad financial decisions, and my insurance company barely covered anything. They told me I had to pitch in on a $35 bottle of insulin. Welcome to America. Story 3. I met the love of my life, but I have not told him yet. I got a great job that I am loving more than I expected, and that will give me the experience for a much more advanced practice opportunity. Lots of walks and coffee with friends and dinner with families, mine and his. All in all, a pretty great year. Story 4-1. My mom quickly passed on the first week of the year. I cracked $1 million in assets and cash for my business. I won $7,000 in Vegas this week. It was difficult at first, but it got a lot better. Story 5. It was good until May, then everything went downhill. Then in September, I felt better, and now it's December, and I am about to feel happy for Christmas. Story 6. I ended a relationship early in 2024. It was hard, but I took the time to learn how to be myself again. Then I went into casual dating just for some fun around May to July, and by August I found the girl who would become my girlfriend a month later. There were ups and downs unrelated to my love life, but honestly, this is the best I've been, ever. Story 7. Wondering how I am still alive. How are things working that shouldn't be? Been through the worst heartbreak with the loss of the most important person. Losing everything. Story 8. Got my dream job and got laid off from my dream job. Started 2024 living with my parents and ending it the same way. Life is tough, man. It's not linear at all. Story 9. As you can see in your post, there are maybe 5 good years and 30 bad ones. Here's mine. Lost my 5-year girlfriend who turned fiancé. Fired from a good job. Now all I can get is entry-level work. Can't stop drinking to numb the pain and have tried Alcoholics Anonymous and other programs. Don't have the will to continue my online bachelor's degree anymore. Not sure I can give my dog the life she deserves anymore. As getting out of bed is awful. Money is practically depleted. Family stays distant from me as I know they don't want to hear or deal with me. 2025 though. Story 10. Disheartening, but I know others have had it worse. I spent the first 4 months working at a job where my boss treated me like I was stupid, then moved back home where I spent the past 8 months unemployed because none of the 3 cities or 2 smaller towns in my area are hiring worthwhile positions for my profession. I might have to do travel work. Story 11. Little brother graduated, and mom got married after being single for over 15 years. Now, as the eldest son, I can finally focus on myself, think about only me. It's weird and new, but I'm slowly becoming myself, if that makes sense. Going back to college and moving away in 9 months, so we'll see. But overall, it's one word: love. How about you? Story 12. Another year I claimed was going to be my breakout year, yet I still accomplished none of the big things I had hoped to. On the bright side, I've taken steps toward gaining some security in my life, which will allow me to finally accomplish these things. All in all, it's a good thing I still have next year, God willing. Story 13. Excellent. My job is irritating, but it pays pretty well. I will be moving into my first house early next year, and I think that my family has not been this well in terms of physical and mental health in a while. The election was depressing, and I am a Yankees fan, so there were parts one did not love. But overall, it was a very good year. I hope everyone has a year like this in 2025, minus the crushing experience of watching their country vote in a toilet of a man to lead it. Story 14. Very adventurous. Worked 4 jobs. Published a book. Connected with a couple of my heroes. Went on a cruise with my family. I live in the jungle in Hawaii now. I didn't expect any of this to happen. Story 15. 2024 was going really bad for me until about August. My mom was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Multiple psychotic episodes, multiple suicide attempts, multiple hospitalizations, and my father left us, So I was totally alone in this as an 18-year-old from December to August. But then things took a total turn after August. My father came back, showed us his full support, and expressed how much he regretted every bit of it. We moved back home, found an amazing psychiatrist who really cared and helped me and my mother. I got diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and after appropriate medical intervention, my life totally changed. Goodbye to social anxiety, binge eating, emotional breakdowns, fear of rejection, overthinking, and endless procrastination. Found really supportive communities too, like the Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder subreddits and YouTube channels. I was able to work and study like a normal person without tons of distractions and the endless distractions. Totally quit unhealthy habits and binge eating. Got into literature and found a wealth of amazing series and books. Really strengthened my relationship with my father, whom I absolutely despised for 8 to 10 years. It turned out I was totally blind and in the wrong, and he absolutely loved both my mother and me. My mom manipulated me into hating him, totally stopped people from manipulating me, including some of my friends, and completely stopped contacting them, choosing only friends who actually cared about me. Story 16. I got to go to WrestleMania. As a lifelong wrestling fan, that was an absolute dream come true. I went to Tennessee, which was fun. I had some good moments. But overall, it was just another year that I felt like I wasted. I didn't accomplish anything major, didn't work on any goals, just kept the status quo. And that is doing a number on my mental health. Story 17. I'm not sure yet how to label 2024, but it was a special year with lots of things happening. Made a 5-day hiking trip in South Africa with my dad and some of his friends. Unfortunately, my dad fell badly on the first day and broke his ribs. It was a reality check on how my parents are aging. Performed well in a CrossFit competition, which I was quite proud of. Excelled at my job, where I switched teams and received the maximum performance review again. Participated in a Lego Serious Play education, something I always wanted to do. Took the first step in bidding on a house and dealing with other real estate matters I hadn't had the courage to tackle before. Met a great girl in May, started dating, and we got together in July. Unfortunately, she broke it off at the beginning of November. I was crazy about her, but now I'm beginning to see why it didn't work that well. Made a 2-month trip through Australia with one of my best friends who lives there and my now ex-girlfriend. It became evident that my best friend and I are quite different people now, and we butted heads. We have some relationship repairing to do. In all of this, made small steps continuing therapy. Yesterday, my partner and I obtained our black belt in judo. Have some events planned around the holidays. Some great events, some bittersweet. Overall, you could say it was a good year where I definitely learned a lot about myself and other people again. I'm just sometimes shattered because of the relationship ending, but I can say someone special came and left my life in the same year. Story 18. 2024 was the best year I have had in a long time, not only career-wise, but relationship, travel, and free time-wise as well. The only downside is that 2025 cannot possibly be as good, and I am still waiting for my luck to run out. Story 19. Another high schooler here. I thought 2023 was the best. This year is definitely better. I now have an idea of what I want to do in college. Just recently achieved the rank of Eagle Scout a few days ago. Made new friends. Got my driver's license. Made great memories with friends. Worked a few jobs to make money. High school football team made it to the state semifinals. But of course, bad things always happen, so here are those. 1. All my state's major professional sports teams are terrible. Didn't make the school's volleyball team. Got pulled over for a Class A misdemeanor speeding charge within a month of getting my license. This one really messed me up. Story 20. It wasn't the best. A lot of dead friends and family members, and the sick ones I can't help. But from what is happening around me, I feel a change inside me, and I have been researching nonstop for the last 3 weeks. Sleeping 4 hours a day to find a way to earn money online because the $30 per month I earn now won't help my family when someone gets sick again. I have high hopes for 2025, and hopefully, I meet and make better friends than the ones who betrayed and judged me without a reason. Story 21. I don't know how to describe 2024. For me, it was and is like a neutral kind of year, and to be honest, it feels like 2024 is ending just in the blink of an eye. Thankful for all the happy moments I lived and grateful for all the stressful and hurtful situations for giving me clarity about life. I manifest a better year ahead with health for family and loved ones, happiness, and, if possible, would love to experience love in my life and never-ending productiveness. Story 22. Stopped believing in love the first half. Then fell in love in the second half and it was beautiful. It didn't work out, but it showed me that love again is possible. Story 23. Pretty good. My mother's health improved a lot since she was hospitalized a year ago and almost died, and I got a new job this year with a much better work environment. Story 24. Got to experience depression, still going through aftershocks. Luckily, it was relatively mild and mostly mental. It wasn't like I was bedridden all day, which I am very thankful for. I think I came out tougher, with a more serious outlook on life and more appreciation for good days. It helped me realize that not everything is going to be perfect in life, and to remember the happy moments during the experiences, not after them. Story 25. Spent the first 5 months in jail. Then the rest bouncing between being unemployed and working 12-hour factory shifts at night. But I'm sober. So much better than the past. Story 26. Wild-ass roller coaster. Started out in the depths of postpartum depression, not wanting to be alive, with hormones all over the place, drowning in parenting 3 small children. I got rear-ended by a semi-truck driven by a drunk driver while slogging through clinicals and practicum with that level of mental health. Breastfeeding problems were not helped at all by postpartum, and I was exhausted every single day, ending in such an incredible, happy place. I finished nursing school, my wife finished her plastic surgery fellowship and went 3/4 time. We will be debt-free in 6 months. I moved from being a paramedic/field training officer to a flight nurse on critical care flights since I finished school and got licensed. I finally finished breastfeeding, and my hormones settled down. I'm sliding into home, in love with life and with this wild-ass family I've grown inside of my body. If anyone had told me I'd feel this way in December after how I felt even 2 months ago, I would not believe you for a second. Don't give up before the miracle, especially if you've been putting in the work. It's a long game. Story 27. I got qualified to become a level 3 engineer, got my wife pregnant with our first child, bought a new house, and was given a £1 million property. So it's a pretty good year. Story 28. Anyone else feel like they are living on autopilot? I feel like my life is so boring. It's pretty basic. The year kind of goes like school, work, school, work, school, work, holidays, school, work, school, work, school, work, summer, repeat. I play sports and try to keep myself busy and active, but everything feels unfulfilling. I'm just doing things for the sake of doing them. I feel like my social life is okay, but my social energy dies after seeing someone for an hour. I can't get myself to like anyone or get to know anyone because I feel like no one can relate to me. So I have nothing going on in that area either. Just feel like a robot, same stuff every year. Story 29. I fractured my ankle last December and had the whole year off with pay. People act like being at home all the time is the worst, but as an introvert that hates going out, it was awesome. I got to spend a lot of time with my wife and kids. Story 30. It was very interesting. I've been able to spread more awareness about illegal dumping through my volunteer work. In my honest opinion, I think the Bay Area is slowly getting cleaner. Story 31. Really awful. Technically, my daughter was born in 2023, so she's not the reason, but seriously delayed nether region healing due to extensive internal and external tears from birth. 2 weeks after the baby started daycare, we all got COVID. 1 month later, I started having uncontrollable diarrhea, and it took about a month to finally get diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, an autoimmune disease treated with medication, not cured by lifestyle changes, thank you very much, along with 2 ailing in-laws. Thought we were maybe in the clear for the last 2 months of the year, but then baby girl had a weird moment with low blood sugar that may be related to seizures, but no witnessed events and no further odd side effects, so we get to just watch and wait. Oh, add in a layoff and a cat that died. Quite the year. But looking back, I eventually healed. Then I got answers to my gut problem. We spent tons of time with in-laws, making amazing memories in case it was our last year together. My husband got reemployed very quickly. Between hospital stays and simply surviving, we got to experience our girl taking her first steps, saying her first word, duck, not fuck, a couple of great many family trips, and a major trip to Hawaii for her 60th birthday. Seeing our dogs become amazing older sisters to their weird human friend, and my personal favorite, bedtime stories and snuggles almost every single night. It was somehow the worst and best year. Story 32. Thanks for the kind words. She's only 27, and every day my heart aches a little bit more. All she ever wanted was to get married and have kids. She got married, but no kids yet. She's hoping and praying that she still can after this. Story 33. Had the best year, excelling in so many areas. Job, kids, life, everything. Then last week, girlfriend broke up with me after 4 years. Out of the blue. Probably still the best year, but now next year is very uncertain. Story 34. Started the year hating myself, depressed but not to an unusual extent, and just generally feeling complacent, neither actively loving nor hating my situation in life. Ended the year genuinely happy with the person I am. I began new medications to help with my struggles, which have massively helped, and I am actively working towards the life I want for myself. For the first time, probably in my life, I can see a clear vision of my life beyond where I am right now, which is nice.